Hey, what's up, guys? You should be able to hear me now. So help me out here. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Uh, Something happened with the software. That's my bad, guys. I apologize. I know someone was in here saying there's a lot of people to watch. Get your stuff together. Yeah, you're right, man. So that's on me. I apologize. You guys should be able to hear me, though. And so what I was saying before on the other stream was I am super excited. Today, we're going to be focusing on fundamentals and technicals on cryptocurrency, more specifically Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Polygon Matic. We're going to take a look at stacks. And so we're going to show you some fundamentals, some price targets, and wouldn't you know it, looks like our friend Bitcoin, it crossed over. It did cross over 25K briefly and shot right back down. So the markets are starting to pump. You can see in the last hour, you have multiple a couple, 10 plus percentage points up coins. You have stacks up 15.5%. Look at this thing has just absolutely ran in the last 7 days, up 136%. So guys, if you're not familiar with stacks, they are a layer 2 protocol on Bitcoin. And I talked about this on our live show this morning. In crypto and in traditional money and finance, you see narratives start to play out, right? Look what happened when ChatGPT came out. The whole AI narrative, whether it was related in crypto or not, those tokens skyrocketed. You had Ajax, SingularityNet, that shot up 500%. You had Fetch.ai, that shot up 800%. You have Alethea, that shot up another 500%. Now we have this Bitcoin layer 2 inscription narrative, right? Bitcoin is more than just moving money from person to person. Bitcoin is more than just a store of value. Hey, Bitcoin can have some actual utility outside of just moving money and being a store of value. So you're seeing this layer 2 narrative now go, right? You see all these NFTs that are inscribed on Bitcoin. You had DeGods. They had 535 NFTs that were burned. Those got resurrected on the ordinals, right? That on the Bitcoin network. Now you have stacks that's pumping. And so one narrative I feel like is already started, but is getting ready as well, is ZK-Rollups. And we're going to take a look at that as well. So guys, if you're excited to be here, put a 1 in the chat. Also, if it's your first time here, say hello. I'd love to welcome you personally. Big shout out to Destroyer, our newest whale member. Also, West Salvador, Luis, Ziggy, Wise Tree, Charlie Mac, Dixie, Flatline, and the rest of you that are here. Welcome, you guys. This is the Monday evening stream. We just get me. Sundays you get just Robin. Monday nights you get just me, and then Monday to Friday morning you get both of us and the Don Rocco. All right, let's take a look at what are some of the biggest narratives that could possibly change or add to the volatility this week in crypto. And so I'm going to drop my face here so you guys can see the whole thing. So this is from TradingView. By the way, if you have TradingView, highly recommend you use this. You can filter it out. All you got to do is go on products. On the bottom is economic calendar. So one of the biggest ones right here is the FOMC minutes. That is going live February 22nd at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so that's in 2 days. So in 2 days, we're going to get the full FOMC minutes. So what this is essentially a transcription of everything they talked about at the last FOMC meeting, which was January 31st and February 1st. And so here is where you really get to see what was discussed. Were they discussing pausing? Were they discussing possibly pulling back interest rates? Were they discussing a higher rate hike in March? This is where we're going to see. And the markets react to this. So once this is released, definitely expect some volatility, especially in the crypto markets. Then on the 24th of February, you have the personal income month over month numbers, personal spending month over month, and something the Fed looks at, the core PCE price index month over month. Those are all coming out on February 24th. So guys, this is a pretty big week for risk on assets, and that includes Bitcoin. So keep your eye on volatility. Be careful when you're leverage trading, high volatility leverage trading. Yes, you can make a lot of money if it goes your way, but you can get liquidated pretty fast, especially if you have those nasty wicks going against your trade. And then finally, on the 27th this week, you have the durable goods order month over month, and this is forecasted to go down 2.1%. So it looks like forecasts here, the personal spending looks like it's month over month, looks like they're forecasting it to go up 1.3%. We saw what China did. And, you know, we talked about this on our show this morning that Cameron Winklevoss and many others believe Asia, that includes China, is going to be the next catalyst for the bull run. And so China just pumped $3 trillion into their economy. Will some of that bleed into the crypto market? You would assume so. You know, it's a tale as old as time. They ban Bitcoin and then they start buying Bitcoin again. All right. Let's take a look at what else the markets are doing. So right now, take a look at the buy market cap. So Bitcoin's sitting at 24,942, and we'll get into the charts here in a second, guys. ETH staying above 1,700. It is up 13.63% over the last 7 days. BNB token, I'm a little iffy on BNB right now. There's just too much uncertainty, in my opinion. I would not touch BNB. You don't know what's going to happen in the U.S. You don't know if if it's going to be an XRP thing. Who knows, right? But we do know the U.S. is after Binance. You saw the only stable coin they went after right now was BUSD, where they told Paxos to halt that. So what does that mean for anything related to Binance, including the BNB token? It remains to be seen. So just be careful if you are holding or buying BNB token. XRP under 40 cents. This thing hasn't really moved over the last 24 hours, up just 7.87% over the last week. We are expecting, or there's rumors that we might see a settlement in less than 60 days. And we did do an XRP video. Make sure to go check that out, guys. It came out really, really good. We did that about a couple weeks ago. Go check it out. Some good information in there. And then we have Cardano. 40 cents, up 13% over the last 7 days. Cardano saw a lot of value come into their ecosystem thanks to their algorithmic stablecoin JED. In the first week, we saw over 27 million ADA that was locked up for value for the stablecoin. Polygon, which, by the way, boy, we're in a Polygon shirt. Huge Polygon fan. Polygon is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite project out there. That is up 26.24% over the last 7 days. It has been absolutely ripping. We're going to take a look at a Polygon chart as well. And then Dogecoin back in the top 10. It was outside the top 10, I believe. And it's weird on CoinMarketCap. If I take a look at CoinGecko, because CoinMarketCap doesn't have OKB token in the top 10, but if I'm not mistaken, yeah, CoinGecko does. And so to me, you should not be messing with any exchange tokens, right? The only thing OKB does is lower trading fees, right? And I believe I took a look at their rich list, and their exchange holds, and there's two different wallets. Their exchange holds a majority of their tokens. So are we seeing something similar with FTX? We talked about this on the show today. Should exchange tokens have their own stable coins? Should exchange tokens have their own coins, right? FTT, BNB, Crow, OKB, MEXC has a token. And so I would not mess with these now. You just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the regulators are going to come down. But for this to be in the top 10, I'm not messing with it. All right. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what the chat's doing. Let's see if you guys are filling up here. And also, we're going to take a look at some option expiries, what levels people are expecting Bitcoin's price to go up. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Let's fill this stream up. We're at 25 viewers. I'm going to be bringing you guys so much good info today. You're going to want people you like, people you love to be watching the stream to get the same info you're going to be getting. So share the stream, share it on Twitter, share it through your phone, text message. Whatever sharing mechanism you can use, please use it. And of course, hit the like button. All right, let's take a look at, so this is something I wanted to show today during the morning stream, but didn't get a chance to. So this, I'll drop my face here. This is Bitcoin addresses. So in the light gray, the non-color, you have the price of Bitcoin. In orange, you have Bitcoin whales, anyone holding more than 1,000 Bitcoin. And in blue, we call them the shrimps, retail, anyone holding more than 0.1 Bitcoin. And you can see here, and I'm going to zoom in right here. So you can see here, guys, we have continued to make all-time highs in shrimp wallets pretty much since June of last year. So well over a year and a half, we've been making all-time highs on essentially, let's call them retail investors, right? 0.1 Bitcoin, retail investors, shrimps. And we've seen the whale wallets start to decrease. At the height of this little interval I have here, there was over 2,290 wallet addresses that were holding over 1,000 Bitcoin. Currently, we're sitting at 2,064. 2,064. So, that's not right. Here we go. This is right. 2,024, so less. So 2,024 down from 2,292. So money, right? What this chart tells us is Bitcoin is leaving the hands. And of course, I know you know people can create multiple wallets, and instead of having 1,000 Bitcoin on one, you can have 4 wallets that have 250 or 2 wallets that have 500. But just at its face value, what this chart says is whales are selling into the hands of retail, right? Whales are selling into the hands of shrimps. And what does that mean for price? You can argue that it creates stability in the price of Bitcoin. We obviously know the price of Bitcoin moves a lot more when you have a whale dumping 500 Bitcoin than when you have retail combined dumping 100 Bitcoin. It's common sense. It's common math. And so if there's less whale wallets holding over 1,000 Bitcoin and more retail, when the whales dump and as the retail addresses grow, it brings stability in price. So as Bitcoin, the asset class, matures, as crypto matures, you're going to see less 20, 30, 40% swings. And you're going to see more what's in line with the stock market, 3 to 5% swings, 2 to 4% swings. So in my opinion, that's a positive, especially if Bitcoin is to be considered a store of value. One more thing I wanted to highlight. Drop my face again. This is Bitcoin number of transactions. By the way, guys, I'm using Glassnode. You do have to have a subscription to use it. Well, you get tier 1 for free, but nothing good's on tier 1. You want tier 2 at least. All right, so this is transaction count on Bitcoin, and we are at levels we have not seen since January of 2021. And obviously, what happened when transactions spike? The price of Bitcoin spikes. You can see here, there's like a little interval here. Transaction spikes, price spikes, transaction spikes, price spikes. If we go back to the all-time and we take a look, we just go from the last big spike we saw till now. And of course, guys, this is thanks to ordinals. This is thanks for the NFTs on Bitcoin. And I'm curious, what side are you guys on? Are you on the side of Bitcoin no one should use Bitcoin for anything other than a store of value, anything other than moving money around? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Bitcoin should only be used what Satoshi intended it to be used for, and that anything else happening on the network completely changes what Bitcoin is meant to do, right? Put a 2 in the chat if you think that bringing more utility to Bitcoin is a good thing. 1, Bitcoin should only be used to move money. 2, Bitcoin should have more utility. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the chat. Also, Fifth Survivor, the way you took responsibility for the stream was hella professional. I was joking with the mean comment earlier. Hey, man, let me tell you guys something, bro. Bros and ladies. I'm a very humble person, and I have zero issue if I make a mistake to admitting to my mistake and promising to do better. And so, and Robin's the same way. We're not really, we're not the guys who got their nose up in the air that think they know everything. No, I don't know everything. And so I'm willing to learn. Obviously, the technicals, the audio stuff, that's not my forte, but I'm learning. And so, yes, it was my fault about the audio issue earlier, but I'm happy you guys are back. I'm excited. You guys will always get 100% David and 100% Robin from our stream. All right, let's go back. Let's take a look again from Glassnode. So this is interesting. Bitcoin percent of supply that is currently in profit. So you see here, this red area is anything above 80%. The red area is 80 to 100%, okay? The green area is anything below 50%, all right? anything below 50%. So typically, bear market bottoms are signaled by less than 50% of Bitcoin supply being in profit. And something interesting I found, and you could take a look here. So this was back in 2014, 2015, right? We came down below, broke above, came below, broke above. So we teetered here from August, let's just call it August or September of 2014 to October of 2015. So well over a year, majority of the time, we spent our time here under 50% supply and profit, right? Back here, this was in 2018. We went down here November 2018 and we came back above March of 2019. So we spent even less time here, right? We spent even less time here. This is in the flash crash of 2020. So I don't know if we can really call this a bear market, but obviously this thing just shot right back up. But what's intriguing now is where we are. So the lowest we got, and I'm going to zoom in here, guys. So the lowest point we were at was 45% of Bitcoin. Only 45% of Bitcoin was in profit. And this is when Bitcoin put its local bottom in. Now, which I believe was the cycle bottom. I don't think we're going lower than 15.5, guys, unless some crazy macro thing happens, which in my opinion, a lot of people are talking about, Russia waging world war. I honestly think, guys, if that happens, I think we'll see call me crazy, I think we'll see even more money flow into Bitcoin, even more money flow into assets that are not influenced by government and that are not controlled by a certain government or regime. Call me crazy, I know. But the other thing people have brought up and that I've kind of heard is the U.S.'s petroleum reserve is down under, I believe, 53%, which is not good. At some point, the U.S. is going to have to replenish those reserves. And we know with OPEC Plus cutting supply by 2 million barrels a day, this was a couple months ago, what's that going to look like in the price of oil? Is that going to send now? Of course, if that happens, inflation starts ticking back up. The Fed starts tightening again. Yes, that can have a negative effect. Could we put in a lower bottom? Yes. But if all things stay true and inflation continues to go down and not start spiking back up, and we're on the trajectory the Fed says we are, 2013, couple more hikes, then pause, and then maybe start getting a reversal in Fed rate hikes. In 2014, start seeing some cuts. Then I definitely think 15.5 was the bottom. But what's interesting to me as well is when Bitcoin saw this pullback down back to 21.6, this thing dipped below, excuse me, but we didn't get, so it's funny, and I'm going to show you guys here, and I can't draw on the chart here. But when we came back here, and I'm going to zoom out one more time, and I'm going to zoom back in. So here, right, this was back in 2014, 2015. This thing came down, came up, came down, came up, came up one more time, stopped when Bitcoin was at $312, and it drove back down again. What's interesting is if we zoom back in, that second high before we saw the market just absolutely rally from $228 to over over 19.5. That was the lowest it came. And so Bitcoin, same thing. You could see here, it retraced back, the supply and profit retraced back to 67%, which was the high of 2015 cycle. And we started shooting back up. And if we zoom in even more, you can see the percent of supply and profit is ticking up again. It's crazy to see. And if we go over to 6 months, it's crazy to see that here, 47% was in profit at 16.5, and now over 73% is in profit at 24K. So we know retail, especially retail, you go back here, back when Bitcoin's price dumped down to 16K, all right? Let's just take a look here, guys. Back when Bitcoin's price was 16K, 15.5, retail continued to buy and make higher highs and make higher highs. It did dip a little bit when Bitcoin was sitting right at 20K, but it's been going back up again. And again, if we zoom out, take a look at the long-term trajectory, this has been nothing but up and to the right, which is what we want to see. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin balance on exchanges. By the way, guys, if you're liking this content, if you like metrics, if you like fundamentals, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat, share the stream. Let's fill this sucker up. Rob got to 160 people in the stream. I want to beat Robin. You know me, I want to beat Robin. Jimmy spoils us. Yes, he does. Is Jimmy in here? Jimmy, if you're in here, I got a new webcam, bro. You yelled at me last time. I fixed my audio. Well, not the first time around. So let me know. Jimmy's not in here. We need to get Jimmy in here. All right. So Bitcoin balance on exchanges. And I only kept, I'm going to get rid of OKX. I only kept Kraken, KuCoin, Gemini, Coinbase, Binance, and Crypto.com. And this is from February of last year. And you can see Binance's dominance, which is in the green, or sorry, where's Binance? Okay, yeah, Binance is all the way on the bottom, the lower green, the darker green. You can see Binance's dominance started to creep up. And then when FTX happened, which was right here, you saw a large spike in Binance. Around this time at the height, Binance was holding 657,000 Bitcoin. The next highest was Coinbase at 484,000. And we know we saw Coinbase bleed as far as their market share for holding Bitcoin on their exchange. But it looks like, guys, if this doesn't paint the picture, Coinbase and Binance are the number 1 and number 2 place where Bitcoin is held. All right, let's take a look at options, guys. If you didn't know this about me, I was an options trader for a long time. I love trading options. People call it risky. I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was less risky than just leverage. Well, leverage trading is kind of like options, right? If you do isolated, but it was less risky than obviously if you write, naked call options or naked put options. Yes, that's, unlimited risk. But if you do it the right way, you minimize your risk and you have infinite potential to the upside. So I spoke about this on our stream today. And so let's take a look at the first one here. So these are options that are getting ready to expire at the end of this week. So these are weekly options, okay? You can see a lot more calls than puts. So what a call is, if you have a call option, you are expecting the price of that asset to move up. If you have a put option, you're expecting the price of that asset to go down. Okay, so over 48,000 Bitcoin, over 48,000 call contracts are open on Bitcoin right now compared to 29,000 put options. That expires in a week or in 5 days, 4 days. The big one here, guys, the absolute massive one here is the quarterly options. So these expire March 31st of this year. Over 68,000 Bitcoin call options on Bitcoin are open compared to just 27,800. So if we do some quick math, so that number was 68,400. If we take a price of, let's just call it 25K, $1.7 billion in call options on Bitcoin are currently open that are set to expire at the end of March. Now, what's important to decide whether we're going to see a dump, whether we're going to see a rally in Bitcoin when these options expire, we got to take a look at their strike price, right? What price have they put their options contracts in? And we can see here the vast majority have put their strike price at 30K. At 30K. Now, does this mean that if Bitcoin is not 30K by the end of March, that everything gets liquidated? No. That's not what it means. But obviously, the closer to 30K, the less liquidations you have. Let's take a look at where we are now, 25K. So 25K flat, we have about 12,750 Bitcoin that are open on call contracts compared to 2.23 thousand shorts. So let's take a look at how much money that is, 12.75 thousand. So 1,000, or hold on. Feel 12.75K, so 12,750. Bam, times $25,000. So over $320 million of Bitcoin, if Bitcoin's price is under 25K, can be liquidated. Let's take a look at if Bitcoin's price is under 24K. You have 11,230. 11,230 times 24K. That's another 270 million. The doomsday scenario, guys, is if we land here, where open interest on the put and the call options, 21K, you're looking at where they go? Right here, 21K. So the gap gets tighter, right? Only 8,000 Bitcoin call option contracts are open versus 6,000 put options. And so a majority of the bears are and this is a majority of the bears here, their price target is 23K. So 23 under 23K, and the bears, the put options make out. Over 23K, and would be even better, would be 30K, the call option, the bulls are going to win. And taking a look a little farther out, guys, not as much as the quarterly, but the 6 month. So this expires at the end of June this year. 47,000, over 47,000 call options open versus 13,900 put options open. So you can see just here in this small little head and shoulders graph, people are bullish on Bitcoin. People expect the price to go up. So this is something we're definitely going to be taking a look at. And guys, always remember, volatility comes in end of the week, end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the biannually, and end of the year, right? This is where you have tons of options starting to expire, and especially at the end of the year when people and businesses are moving their money around. All right, let me take a quick break here. Let's take a look at say what's up to my people in the chat. All right. West Salvador said, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit the like button, people. Yes, hit the like button. Chuck Finger, thoughts on Cartesi? I have not looked into Cartesi, my friends. So I don't want to speak on it now. But yeah. Cryptic Mushroom, I've been trading spot. I need to learn options trading. Bro, options trading is so dope, man. You can, so the way it works is essentially you're like 100x leverage. You control 100 shares of a stock for the price of 1. But the thing is, you can never lose more than what your initial contract price is. The upside potential is unlimited. So if you bought a option contract at 23,000, right, and the option expires worthless, then if that contract costs you $500, guess what? The only money you lose is 500. But if Bitcoin takes off, skyrockets to 40, 45, 50K, you are going to make the money on that spread all the way to the upside. So yeah, Biomex, massive value. Thanks, David. You are welcome, my friend. I love you, buddy. I love all of you. You know, Robin doesn't say I love you. I do. I'm a very sentimental guy. I love you guys. All right, let's take a look at, just taking a look at where Bitcoin is now. So I thought we were definitely going to break, and here we go. I thought we are definitely going to break over 25 and make a new, and kind of make a new local high. But let's take a look at what the Bitcoin chart is telling us. All right, 24.9, and I'm going to make this a little smaller so I can take a look here. And guys, I like to keep my TA pretty simple, man. I want, you know, and this is nothing against the other TA experts that have a bunch of indicators and stuff, but I like to keep my stuff simple, man. Separate the signal from the noise. And so the first thing I do is I go on the higher time frames and I take a look at what does Ichimoku tell me. And by the way, this is one of my favorite indicators because you can just literally plop it here, take a look, right? And just take a look and say, all right, is this in an uptrend or a downtrend? This is clearly in an uptrend, right? Cloud is thick and green. Good, right? A lot of volatility. Cloud is thick, volatility. The thinner the cloud, the less the volatility. So think of it like Bollinger Bands, right? You take a look at these two lines, right? Blue is the conversion line and red is the baseline. Red is a 26-day moving average. Now, here's the thing that I like about Ichimoku. It takes away the swing, the crazy swings to the upside, the wicks, and the crazy wicks to the downside, and it takes the median price. And it calculates that. So the red, the baseline, 26-day moving average. The 9 is our conversion line, and that is a 9-day moving average. So if I'm taking a look here, all right, conversion line above baseline, price above cloud, cloud is green. We are in an uptrend, right? What do they say? Trade the trend. The trend is your friend. Trade the trend. And then what I like to, and while I'm on this, you know, I've asked a lot of our TA specialists that come on our show, when will Bitcoin be in a bull market? Here's what I want to see. For me to say Bitcoin is in a bull market, I want to see, and by the way, I swapped over to the weekly on Bitcoin. I want to see Bitcoin break above this cloud and make support. Now, you guys are thinking, oh my God, 43K. No, this is forward looking 26 days, 26 candles. So we could be chopping sideways, and bam, 32K could be the start of the bull market, right? If we take a look at Ichimoku. And if you take a look historically, right? Historically, when did the bull market start? Back in Back in 2020, right? So we saw this dip. And here's the thing, guys, if COVID didn't happen, right, we probably would not have gotten this massive dip to the downside, right? So this was so just to kind of show you guys, this is on the weekly chart, including the wick. This was a 50% wick, a 50% weekly downtrend in the price of Bitcoin, because you can see here, if I zoom in, guys, we had broken above the cloud. We made support on top. We were getting ready to take off, and then the pandemic happened. But take a look at where the markets turned. The markets turned, right? We came into the cloud, right? The cloud is considered no man's land. When the price is in the cloud, you do not, it's equilibrium, right? That's what it's called, equilibrium. You do not want to put any trades when the price is in the cloud. You want to wait for a trend to the upside or a trend to the downside and then trade with the trend. We broke above, got rejected, broke above, made support on top, and then bam, bam. The first indicator was here, the conversion line crossing over the baseline. That's the first signal. Second signal is the twisting of the cloud. And by the way, this moves 26 days in advance. So around this time is when this cloud twisted. So that was our second signal. And then price moving alongside the conversion line. And you can see here, guys, as soon as we made support on top of this cloud, we took off from $8,900 all the way up to our local high. And you can see here, even if you thought this was the beginning of the bear market, right? The first run up to 63K, come back down to 31,000, and then we saw the second rally. Guys, almost perfectly, we saw a wick down towards the cloud, traded above, broke in the cloud, broke above, and came back up, made a new local high or a new all-time high at 69K. And then the downtrend started. And here is where the bear market was essentially confirmed. Right here, $38,000. When we broke below the cloud, retested on a wick, got rejected, and then continued to make new market lows, that should have been a signal that we're in a bear market. So when will Bitcoin be in a bull market? I need to see price above the cloud, retest the top of the cloud, and then I will feel comfortable saying we are back in a bull market. Bitcoin is back in a bull market. Okay. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the Ichimoku cloud? I learned this when I was trading options, and it was my favorite. What's your favorite China-based crypto? No idea. Got a cash this morning. Homework deadline. Shout out to Sin City and say, what's up, Crypto Billy? Biomex. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think, if you guys would like to see more Ichimoku and how you can trade the trend, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do more of it on the stream. Like I said, guys, I like to keep it extremely simple for me to understand, simple for you to understand. And so if you literally don't understand charts, you set up the Ichimoku, you turn it on, and I can show you some of the presets I use. Prices below the cloud, we're in a downtrend. Prices above the cloud, we're in an uptrend. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, TradingView? Well, that's not TradingView. Man, Glassnode pissing me off. All right, back to Bitcoin. So pretty simple. Jesse said, I do, but the time I retested cloud, all the gains are burned. Hey, man, the cloud is a slow indicator, okay? It's slow, but it's extremely accurate. Yes. Could you have made an extra 100%, an extra 150%? Yeah. But could you have been wrong and lost another 200, 300%? Yes, you could have. And so there is no perfect indicator, zero. But what I like about the cloud is it takes the median. It doesn't count for the high volatility wicks to the upside and downside. It takes the median price of whatever moving average and how many days forward or backward it goes. And so you get a clear picture of the structure of the market, what it's actually doing. And so I understand it's not for everyone. I understand it could seem a little confusing, but I'm telling you, if you're a novice trader and you just want to know where's the trend, when is it going to reverse, It's extremely not only important, but pretty user-friendly. All right. Yes, more clouds. What kind of clouds are we talking about? All right. Let's take a look at total value locked. So this is from DeFi Llama. Let me take a little sip of water here. Rehydrate myself, getting a little headache. Guys, if you haven't noticed, I'm not like Robin. I don't like to ramble. And so it really helps me a lot when you guys in the chat are conversing and throwing out ideas or having commentary, because time to time I go and I look and, you know, you guys help with the conversation a lot. All right. So obviously ETH is still king, 29.88 billion. We can see here overall, the total value locked is ticking up, which is good. And if we go here at the overview, we are up 1.71% over the last 24 hours. Lido has a massive dominance over all total value locked, not just Ether. And so we saw this thing, we saw the TVL essentially bottom out at 39, let's call it 40 billion. Far off from the highs of over 180 billion, but we're ticking up. And let's take a look at which ones are ticking up. Chains, bam, over the last 7 days. So here we go, guys. TVL on Stacks is up 78% over the last 7 days with Alex. Alex looks like is a DEX. That's got about 12 million total value lock, which is pretty low. And just to give you a comparison of, so 12 million value locked, if we take a look at ETH and take a look at their DEX, let's just look at Uniswap. Uniswap has 4 billion. So all those stacks is ripping, right? There's not a lot of TVL in their chain. There's not a lot of value locked right now, but value is coming. Another one I want to take a look at was the one we've been following is Cardano. And I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. Since the launch of, and we'll do this again, since the launch of the Jet stablecoin, we've seen a lot of money flow into the Cardano ecosystem. So if we take a look at here, I got it by 1 month. And so I don't take a look at these top ones. I kind of like Filecoin, 81%, but only one protocol. So, but it's called Filet staking. But Filecoin's EVM is going live next month. That's going to be huge. Is it going to be a catalyst for Filecoin? Is the price going to double? I don't know. Filecoin has been absolutely pumping over the last week or so. Robin has been beating the drum on Filecoin. He even got me to FOMO in. It was at like $4.30. If you got in when we started talking about it, I'm not saying that's what you should do, but if you're looking at our show and you're watching us and you saw us talking about it spike up, you'd be 2x right now on your money. So what I'm trying to say is watch more Sin City Crypto. All right. Let's take a look at, so what I want to take a look at is Polygon Matic. Here we go. So here's Polygon on the weekly. So this is intriguing, okay? So Polygon has broken into the cloud, which what we say is no man's zone when we're talking about longer term macro trend, right? If we go down to 4 hour, Polygon has been well above the cloud, and you can see as the cloud grows thicker, more volatility is coming. And so let's take a look at, let's take the Ichimoku off. Let's take a look at what I'm seeing. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing here? Tell me if you guys see what I see. Right here. What do you guys see there? What is one of my favorite chart patterns? That, my friends, is a beautiful bull flag. A beautiful bull flag. All right. Let's do this. Let's draw this sucker out. So if we just take the move from here, right? A bull flag essentially is just a move to the upside followed by a downtrending channel. And what I was looking at, as I'm finishing drawing this out, and you can even call this a pennant, right? A bull pennant. What I was looking at, keeping it a bull flag, what I was looking at, and I was like, all right, either it's going to fall, either it's going to break out of this bull flag now. And what I was looking at, and let me hide the drawings here. What I was looking at is this candle right here that ended up forming. It's not really a, well, I guess you kind of call it a gravestone doji. You could call it a inverse hammer, but it looks more like a doji. What I was looking for is if price closed above $1.50, then it was either a false pattern if it didn't keep moving to the upside, or it was the start of the breakout. And so that hasn't happened yet. And so what we're looking to see if this bull flag is to play out, what we're looking to see is a move towards a bottom range. And if it doesn't, then you're looking at a bull pennant, which it kind of looks like where we're going now. So you want to see a move to this lower range. And guys, if you believe in patterns like this, you can trade. I know the gap isn't as big. From the bottom of this range, $1.45 to $1.48, 3 cents. So the only way you're really making any significant amount of money is if you're leverage trading, which, by the way, if you are going to leverage trade, I used to be super against it, but I understand a lot of people like leverage trading. I like leverage trading. I like trading options. Just be careful. Never, until you get more comfortable, never do cross margin. Always do isolated margin, okay? Because with isolated, you can only lose and get liquidated out of what you put up to start the trade. If you do cross margin, anything else that's in your account, any other positions you hold, it'll keep taking from those positions, taking from your wallet until it gets to the place of zero where everything is liquidated. So yeah, but let's take a look. And so, all right, so we got this bull flag. If this does break to the upside and this does play out, what are some targets to look for? Let's take a, so let's get away. Let's take this away. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to use this fib trend line retracement, and we're going to go from here down to the low, and we're going to stretch this sucker out. All right, so the first level to look at is the 618 level, which is at $1.66. The next level would be right around $1.72. And so we measure the initial move, and we can even bring this thing down all the way here. Take the initial move, take the lowest point that we want to look at, and then we draw the line, and it brings our fib numbers here. So $1.76, $1.74. If I go back, right, if I hide this and I throw the Ichimoku on, oh no, not the Ichimoku, on the weekly. If I throw the Ichimoku on the weekly, the top of this cloud is at $1.62. Okay, so that's something to keep an eye on. All right, taking this off, going back to the 4 hour, and I'm gonna show this again. So $1.67, $1.74. Let's get rid of this fib tool and let's look at our crypto stacker signals, or cysteine research. And let's take a look at some long levels. All right, so local low, right? I got the local low here on Sunday at around 12. And wouldn't you know it, we see confluence at the 7x long level, which is $1.67. And if we take the width of this initial move, right, from where it bottomed to now, and let's just say we break out right around here, you know, you're looking at that 7x long level, $1.67. So, of course, this is not financial advice, but if you believe in the pattern, and understand, guys, these are probabilities. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Pattern still has to break out. You are probably going to see a retest of the upper end of this level. And I'll move it here, and I'll kind of draw that level again. You're probably going to see a retest of this level right here, right? Once it does break out, wherever it breaks out, you're going to see a retest of this level. And then what you want to target is you want to set your take profit right under $1.60, right under $1.67, right? So about $1.65, $1.66, depending on how greedy you want to get. Depending on how greedy you want to get. So will it play out? Who knows? I also wanted to take a look at, and so I've been looking into arbitrage trading. And so I want to show you guys arb trading on Polygon. And so if you're not familiar with arbitrage, essentially when there's a price differential from one exchange to another, you can buy on the lower exchange, sell on the higher one. You can short on the higher one, buy back on the lower one. And so this is interesting with Polygon. If we take a look here, so you take a look at Huobi, right? The Matic USDC, and let me take a look here, make sure you guys can see perfect. And I'm going to drop my face for a quick second. All right, so this is on Polygon Matic. So you have Polygon, and I'm only going to look at the bigger exchanges, right? So Huobi, Matic to USDC, okay? Matic to USDC. You can pick it up for $1.44 on Huobi and sell it for $1.50 on ZB.com. You can buy it for $1.44 on Huobi and sell it for $1.50 on Coinbase Pro. And so a lot of people make money on arbitrage. You got to be careful though. You got to make sure the liquidity is there. And so pretty interesting to see the different, and if we take a look at just the centralized exchanges here, Huobi to, let's just say Bittrex is 3.59, or sorry, is 3.4%. And so this is what a lot of bots are trained to do. But the problem is, right, you have to have an account at every single one of these exchanges. But I know plenty of people who make a living just arb trading, right? Just arbitrage trading. If you have ever arbitrage traded arbitraged, let me know. And let me know your experience. I'm curious. All right, I'm just going to take a look at the chat here. Broke Yoshi, you're a little late, but we forgive you, my friend. Gary Burke said upside with a pennant. Yes, you are correct. It looks like that thing is getting tighter. What's up, Broke Yoshi? We're learning some good tea tonight. Cool, man. I'm happy you guys are enjoying it. Thank you guys so much for joining me and spending your Monday night with your friend David from Sin City Crypto. Okay, let's take a look at some ZK coins. And I was kind of taking a look at this prior, but I like to take a look. I like to be as platonic as possible, right? I don't know if that's the right word to use, right? My vocabulary is not that big. But I'm like, all right, I'm looking at a coin. What do I look at? And I want to do it live with you guys so you can kind of see my train of thought, right? So we spoke about this. We had AI tokens pump. We had Bitcoin layer 2 tokens pump. And so a lot of people are saying ZK is next. And we've already seen a pump. You can see here on the watch list market cap, 67% up market cap over the last 30 days in all the ZK tokens that are listed here on CryptoRank. And so I'm taking a look. I'm like, all right, what might be a decent entry? What might be a good buy? And of course, guys, none of this is financial advice. If you do this, it would be extremely risky. And if you're going to do something extremely risky, never put any money on the line that you are not willing to part with 100%. Okay? With that being said, what caught my eye was Mute. I have no idea what the hell Mute is. I don't know. All I saw was 40 million circulating supply, 40 million total supply. So right off the rip, one of my initial bullet points of what I need to look for, what I need to see in a token is there, which is no worries of massive inflation completely diluting the price, okay? So I'll click here on Mute. And the next thing I do is I'm like, what the hell is this? Mute is a ZK-Rollup based DEX with limit orders, farming platform, and bond platform built on Ethereum and ZK Sync. So ZK DEX on the largest platform, the largest DeFi, the largest smart contract ecosystem, which is Ethereum. Next thing I look at is liquidity. What kind of liquidity does it have? And we click on markets. Okay, so one centralized exchange listing, which is MEXC Global. Not bad. MEXC's pretty big. Taking a look at the volume. Volume is extremely low, less than $40,000 of volume. But Uniswap, I'm not sure what BKX is. Never used it, but obviously use Uniswap. 430,000. That's on the V2 and 175,000 on V1 or on V3. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. Then we take a look at. Let me go back down here. Hold on, we gotta go back. The next thing I do is I go take a look at the website. All right. What is this thing about? ZK-Rollup DeFi platform. Invest and trade, earn yields, and participate in bonds all on one decentralized community and driven platform. Guys, I am not endorsing this project. I am just doing the research that I would do on my own, but I'm doing it live with you guys so you guys can kind of see. And this is not meant to tell you this is exactly how you should do it. This is just how I should do it. So if there's any tidbits you like to pick up or you have your own strategy in place and you say, oh, I really like how he did that, or I really like this platform he used to get the information. That's what it's meant for. At the end of the day, it's your money, your decisions, consequence, all lies on you. So I go here, I take a look. I eventually end up reading some of the white paper. But zero volume locked. It sounds like a brand new project. Testnet values, yeah. Mute is a ZK-Rollup based on DEX, farming platform and bond built on ETH and ZK Sync. Automated money market maker exchange. Okay, so they're an AMM. Kind of like, I guess kind of like Uniswap, but this bond thing is pretty interesting. And so this is something I would take a closer look at. Obviously, yield farming is nothing new, and swap is nothing new as well. Mute is the gas that powers growth of the entire ecosystem via the Mute DAO and revenue-based funding proposals. Okay, let's take a look at the features. Talks about the Mute token. Let's take a look at the tokenomics here. So we know that 100% of the tokenomics are currently in supply, which is good. And if we take a look at the token contracts, so protocol fees on Mute Switch will be 0.1%. Funds, the fees help fund Mute DAO initiatives such as Buyback and Makes, the Amplifier program, and Mute Bonds. Okay. Token contracts. Let's take a look at the token contract here. 3,800 holders, right? So you want to take a look, and ideally you want to, the higher the holders, the better. So that's okay. Fully diluted market cap, 44 million. It's got a lot of room to run if the ZK narrative takes hold and people decide to FOMO into projects like this. Next thing I want to do is we're going to copy this. Actually, I'm going to copy it from here. We're going to copy from here, and we're going to go and we're going to look at the rich list. One of my favorite things to look at. Take a look at how these tokens are dispersed. Let's try this. Mute. $1.14. Okay. Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at the rich list so we can see here. Okay, so top 10 holders only control 26%. That's not bad. You can see an uptick in addresses, which is good, right? So this saw the biggest uptick in a day or in a week from the 8th of February to the 12th of February. So it went from 38.47 to 38.42. Wait, 34.87 to 38.47. What the hell am I talking about? And you take a look here. So 7.4% of the total supply is on the Nix Bridge Treasury wallet. 21% is on Uniswap. Okay, that's pretty good, right? We're not seeing held by Treasury. We're not seeing held by this and this. And so, to be completely honest with you guys, this might be a coin that I take a flyer on. And to me, this would be all right, I decided to put in $100. I decided to put in $200. The money's gone. Money's gone. It's going to zero. It's going to zero. Or I'm going to make a 3, 4, 5, 6x on it, and I'm going to cash out and never look back. What do you guys think of this token? Do you guys think this is worth maybe looking into a little more? Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to take a look at the chat here. All right, guys, we got 83 people in here, 71 likes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Fifth survivor. My apologies, my friend. He did join as a crypto fan member. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, guys. We don't currently have any sponsors or take any money from anyone except you guys, of course. And so this is how we keep the lights on. So your support, guys, we truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Fifth survivor, we will make sure that you get your proper recognition during tomorrow's stream. So make sure you come by the stream tomorrow morning. So Honda Man, daily chart has bearish divergence. If we go down a double bottom, it will form the perfect trigger wave on our side and make a massive pump. Assuming you're talking about Polygon Matic, yes, I also saw the same thing. Dave, you saw the stuff about Astar I posted in Discord. Kenny, no, I saw it, but I didn't click on it. I didn't look into it. But I will. For you, my friend, I will after the stream today. I will take a look at that in depth, and so take a look. All right, let's take a look at. All right, so now we know the liquidity's okay, decent, spreading out of tokens, no inflation worry, and it's on the number one, and it's in an area, in a sector that a lot of people are expecting to pump. A lot of people are expecting this whole ZK thing, and the one, guys, I am looking for, and this one has not come out yet, is Starknet. Starknet I believe is going to be massive. It has got a shitload of funding. I mean, a shitload. $100 million raised, $50 million raised, $75 million raised, $30 million raised, $6 million raised. I mean, that is a crap load of money. It's a shitload of money. A crap load. So are people going to call it? Real quick, my wife's texting me. Let me. She said, "Can we come in?" They went to my kid had soccer practice. So let me text them. Yes, but please be quiet. Hey, I'm still going. You guys can come in. Just no craziness from the kids. Zeus, be quiet. Barking is my dog Zeus. Take a sip of water. All right. So Pantera has dropped down the list here. Vitalik Buterin. Okay. All right, Vitalik. He was part of the initial seed funding that raised $6 million. This was back in May of 2018. Was announced May of 2018. You guys, we know Vitalik Buterin. Vitalik, get the fam on the stream. Trust me, you don't want to see the fam on the stream. Let me, all right, we're good on the camera stuff. All right. Vitalik came out when ETH moved from, when they had the merge, when it moved from proof of work to proof of stake. The whole narrative was, well, what's the point of layer 2s if Ethereum's already a proof of stake and it's already, and the sharding is coming, blah, 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 blah. Vitalik came out and flat out said, I would prefer that every single transaction happen on layer 2s and not on the mainnet. And so we saw a massive pump up in Polygon. We saw a massive pump up in Loopring. We saw a massive pump up in these other Ethereum layer 2s. And now that the ZK-Rollup, right, the zero knowledge rollup narrative is coming into the space, Starknet is one to keep an eye on. I do not believe they're having an ICO. So 6 million, a big name here would be Vitalik Buterin. If we take a look at their $30 million raise, you had Paradigm and Sequoia leading. I just want to make sure there's no FTX in here. That would not be good. And then their Series B, which they raised $75 million. Alameda was in here. Okay. So we'll see how that plays out. Same with Three Arrows Capital. At their $50 million raise, their Series C, same thing, Alameda and Three Arrows. But you can see here, guys, Sequoia's been the lead every single time, except for this last time. And then Three Arrows back on the $100 million raise. That was announced on May 24th. Now, as far as the tokenomics, they are not having a public sale, as you can see here. Okay, so no ICO, which might be a smart thing, especially when you think about what the SEC is doing. They're going after ICOs. And so did Starknet make the right move by not doing an ICO? Or is this thing just another VC coin? Is it another Solana, another just pump by VCs? You can see here 33% of the token supply is going to core contributors, followed by 17% to investors, 12% for grants, 10% from foundation. Unallocated is 8.1%, donations, community rebates, community provisions. So you can argue that 33 and 17, so you can argue 50% of the tokens are essentially for investors and team. What does that mean? We don't have the inflation schedule. We do have a roadmap here. This is my yet to look at. All right, so this tells us absolutely nothing. Starknet ecosystem. And so this is everyone building on Starknet or planning on building on it. The one that pops out to me is Alchemy, ACH. That token has been pumping as well. And so Starknet's another one to look at, guys. When is their coin going to hit the open market? Who freaking knows? Let's take a look at if we have any news on Starknet. Nope, just Twitter stuff. So this is definitely something to take a look at. If we look here, I want to go back to the ZK rollups. And so Mu was one. And then just kind of going down the line, ZK space, 22% of the circulating supply is currently in circulation. I'm not too happy with that. I'm not really going to look into that. Pretty far down the list. And I know, Mute at 482 is pretty far down the list as well. But it does have a lot more going for it just off of face value, not doing any deep research into who the founders are, what their white paper looks like, but just from everything that we just went through together, to me, if you like high risk plays that could potentially have high reward, this is something that you could possibly take a look at. All right, let us, where was I going next? Let's take a look at what the markets are doing. And then I'm going to wrap this thing up, guys. All right, so it looks like Bitcoin flirted with 25, got immediately rejected. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart again. Let's take a look at the lower time frames. Let's take a look at the 5-minute on Bitcoin. So 5-minute on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at where the trend is going on the 5-minute. So again, Ichimoku. So on the shorter time frames, guys, we're getting pretty close to support, which is right around $24,800. Depending on where this thing closes, it could be as high as $24,900. It could be as low as $24,880. So we should see a bounce off of this $24,880 at the top of this cloud. You can see back here earlier tonight, it was about an hour and 15 minutes ago, we almost wicked down there, came back up, and now looks like we're retesting again. But on the lower time frame, I can see we're still kind of in an uptrend, guys. And so we're right at that level where we're looking to bounce off. And so we have been making higher highs prior to this about 7:30 tonight, so about 45 minutes ago. Where will we go? We will retest this 24.9, I believe so. But again, if you joined the stream, if you weren't in the stream in the beginning, these are some important dates to take a look at. The first is the FOMC minutes that is coming out February 22nd at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guys, if you think that the FOMC rate hike is important, if you think that Jerome Powell's press conference after the rate hike is important, the FOMC minutes are more important. And I'll tell you why. Because everything they talked about, what was talked about behind closed doors, is now out in the public. Out in the public. Kenny G, let's make Dave look good and get more people in the stream. Damn, Kenny on my... Kenny, bro, you're no longer my biggest hater, man. Because if you're not, it's gonna make me happy, bro. It's gonna make me happy. Love high risk. Destroyer, yeah, man. High risk, high reward, but just be careful, right? And sometimes I feel like an idiot telling people the obvious, right? But if you don't, then you get shunned. And here you are, you convinced me to put money into this number 500 token. No, I didn't convince you to do anything. I gave you information and told you to do with that information as you please. So, you got to take responsibility for our own actions. So if you're going to invest in extremely low cap, if you're going to invest in this mute token I talked about, then understand it could go to zero. It could go to zero. So whatever you put in, be comfortable losing it. All right. Also on the 24th, so pretty big week this week, right? The big one on February 24th is going to be the core PCE month over month. Core PCE month over month. So that comes out, forecast is 0.4. So February 24th. So expect volatility this week. Also, going back to the Bitcoin options, expect volatility by the end of this week on Friday. We are seeing over 48,000 call options open on Bitcoin and over close to 30,000 put options open on Bitcoin as well. So expect volatility at the end of the week. Expect even more volatility at the end of the quarter. So March 31st, 2023. All right, guys, I am done. I am finito. Let's take a look at how long I went. I didn't even take a look at how long I went. I went on for over an hour. Proud of myself. Like I mentioned, guys, I am not, let me swap over here. I am not the rambler. I don't like to go on for hours and just ramble and talk like Robin does. He's got the gift of gab. I don't. And so big shout out to Rob. And guys, if you're here earlier, I apologize for the issues again with the audio. That is fixed. And so I hope you guys enjoy the content. I enjoyed spending my Monday night with you. And now I'm going to go on and hang out with my kids because they are all sitting at the couch and looking at me. So I told them how to play board games with them. All right, guys. Love you guys. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe, ping the notification bell, and on your way out, like the video and come check us out Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You want to say bye to everyone? Come on, say bye. So this is my oldest Thomas. This is a little soccer star. He wants to say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
What's one thing you want the people to know? I don't know. What do you want them to know? Just
you guys to know that.
Speaking to the microphone.
I want you to know that to make sure and subscribe to his channel, and that'll make him really happy, guys.
Yes, that would make me really happy. Liam? Guys, mark my words. This kid right here, this kid is going to be a blockchain developer. This is the smartest one out of the... He's smarter than I am. This kid does computer coding. And so we already wrote a contract. And he promised me that when he knows how to code smart contracts, you're going to give me the daddy discount, right?
Yeah. Pay me 50 bucks.
I'm going to pay you what?
50 bucks.
Say it louder into the microphone.
50 bucks.
Okay, so he said I'm going to pay him 50 bucks. You guys heard that, all right? Somebody clip this. 50 bucks to write a smart contract for me. All right. Anything you want to say to my friends in the stream before we sign up?
Subscribe.
You can't say the same thing your brother said.
Yes, I can. Subscribe and like.
Subscribe and like. What else?
And watch his videos.
All right, guys. Love you guys. I will see you guys in the morning. Take care. Peace.